I think if we do it just on one,
Then we could do it.
then it'll look how we see it. I don't know that.
What's up, everybody?
You live?
We live, big dog. What do we got crack-a-lacking, guys? All right. Let's see if we can get this.
What's up, Mary?
Mayor, feel free to ask questions, guys.
The king of recovery.
Hey, buddy. Lucas will get this one. Squats.
He's ready.
Squats. Yes, sir. I ate 2,700 calories with 120 grams of protein. Can I get abs? That's good for you, man. You're eating some good calories. Your proteins, I don't know how much your body weight is, but I'm assuming if you're eating 2,700 calories, you're bigger than 120 pounds. So first off, congrats. I could be wrong. You could be you have that monometabolism
Ooh.
to where maybe you are 120 and that's why your protein's that low. So nice job. As for abs, abs come out by making sure your body does not plateau and it continues to stimulate body fat burning over a period of time to where your abs are out. Hopefully that helps you out. Again, there's more to it than just the calories that you're taking in and the protein you're taking in. So there's much more facets to it. Now, not crazy, and you'll learn them and you'll figure out how to do it. That being said, so on the way to the gym or even that morning, you wake up, it's like I squat on Sundays and then again on Thursdays. And so like I'll go to bed Saturday night excited about Sunday, not because it's Sunday so much, but it's excited because it's leg day. And so I'm already thinking about it, right? And I'm already thinking about the workout, the plan, I guess some of the emotion that I'll have under that squat bar. And I get excited. And I think this is something that I've noticed when I train with new people, when new people come to train with me, because I'm still here at Gold's Gym Venice. And unfortunately, again, you guys know I lost my last training partner much too young and early. But the one great thing about him was that he was an old school guy in a young guy's body, right? And young age. But we lifted, and he lifted like me, like the old school guys, where I lift very, very heavy, not bodybuilding heavy, but powerlifting heavy. And that's how we train. So it was nice to have somebody like that. But it's also one of those things that I go to the gym and I'm psyched up. And he and I talk about this all the time on the drive over there. A lot of people listen to their music. A lot of people get their mindset, your vision. I'm going to war. I'm going into this battle of training. And I have discovered that this is not something that's so common in today's day and age. People are just on their phones doing their things. They get to the gym and then they go through the motions and stuff and they leave. And the only reason I thought I'd bring that up is because that being psyched up for it happens not just for lifting. And so I know some people be like, well, why do you got to get psyched up for lifting? For me, on everything, if I am going to set to do this movie, I'm already thinking about the lines, my character, all that kind of stuff on the drive there. I'm not thinking about making calls to this, that, and the other thing. I'm getting my mind set prior to getting there. I'm preparing, can't even say the word, Pepperate. Yeah. Okay.
Prepare? Peppering?
Pepperating. I'm making up my own word. I'm getting ready mentally for what I'm going to about to do because I want to do it so well. And if it's going to I'm going to a business meeting and I'm going to, negotiate this deal. I'm already into it. I'm going to roll or going to wrestle. I'm getting my head into it. All right, let's work these moves. Let's get this going. And there's a mindset switch. And I loved listening to Tom Plaz talk about this just the other day, but that's how he and I were, he was much earlier than I was, but I got to be, for me, he was my first training partner at Gold's Gym Venice when I got here. And so I got to live in that Tom Plaz world, and the intensity of training. But I was prepared for it. I was ready for it because I came from an athletic background where I played football and wrestled and did judo. And so I was always preparing before getting there. And so it helps me prepare to get there, understand what I'm doing, but it switches the mind. And I hope that the youngsters that are doing this start to do that, start to switch your mindset and be that different individual going into the workout, because you want to do the gym isn't about going through the motions. It's about connecting to it. And again, all these guys before us all set this up pretty easy for us. If you just pay attention to what they said and apply it, it really does work. And Arnold talked about how no matter what, when he got to the gym and the emotion he has, he's in it. He's focused on it, and he's focused on what he's doing. And there's some great videos, and I recommend you go to watch these videos, him talking about being connected to the movement. Each rep, you're there, you're with it, you're seeing it. So that was one of the big things I just want to talk about and just say, man, start prep. Man, that word got me
3
today.
for 3.
Man, I'm out on that, man. So preparing for the workout on the way there, that way that mind switch. And again, the gym is going to be hard. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a hard thing to do, but you're going to push it and do the very best you can. And it's going to stress the body. You're going to get a great workout in, and you're going to be safe. That's another thing, being connected to this. And as you're working out, being connected to the movements and not so distracted. This is something I did not know. And I love that he said that, is that like myself, I don't like the music on. I like the banter of your training partners, the noise of the weights moving, and especially that noise in your head, that voice, talking to you as you're doing this. I know you guys all have felt that during a squat and you're doing the reps and you got some good weight on there and you're like, I'm supposed to get 15, but I'm only getting 7 and it feels heavy and I want to stop. But that voice starts saying, don't you stop. Don't you stop on me. And to hear that is a great thing, I think, for not just the gym, but what it does for you outside of the gym. And now I didn't know this about Arnold, is that he loved that, the noise and your training partner talking to you as you're doing this, because it keeps you so focused in what you're doing. You're not listening to a song and going somewhere else with it. And I know everybody listens to music, and I know that's a thing. I was at this new gym today. Powerhouse opened up their new location. The music was blasted. Everybody had headphones on as well, and listened to their music. And there was a moment during this workout that they shut the music off, and I was like, there we go. Remember that? It was so peaceful. So yeah, I liked it. I liked that today. I loved it. But prepare to get there, do it, kick ass in the gym. And again, I know, if you're doing cardio, throw the music on, but let your training partner motivate you. And we were just training with Tito, who trains by himself. And I said, no, take the headset off. No music. No, not when you're training with me. There's no music. Listen to me. We talk it through. You better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Oh.
Okay.
Do you fit?
You got any questions there, Jeffrey?
Oh yeah, we got tons. We got tons.
Hey, Mary, let's talk soon. Let's get on and let's do this in the Titan crew. Let's do a meeting, a Zoom meeting with the Titan crew.
Little chat. Oh,
All right.
Okay. Little room.
Let's do that. Let's get everybody in the Titan crew and we'll do a little weekend chat. Plan for that. How's that sound to you? You like it?
I'm gonna change something.
He's just fine tuning it.
Will training forearms and brachial help prevent the dreaded deadlift bicep tear?
Oh, wow. Yeah, bulletproof your body the very best you can. Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to just continue to bulletproof your body the very best you can. Again, by all lifts. And again, you're stressing the body, and you like the mid back, the low back, the glute, the high glute tie-in, probably some of the most important muscles outside of aesthetics, but just for bulletproofing your body and strengthening it. So if you strengthen your lower back, everything kind of goes up. You get stronger in all your lifts, your squats, your deadlifts, your bench, all of it. So yeah, by training your forearms, you're going to strengthen it. It's going to get stronger. It's going to help you hold more weight. But again, for saying that it's going to take something away from you, life is life. It doesn't work that way. There's no guarantees, my friend. No guarantees.
Life is life.
I hate saying that shit.
Yeah, you
I hate those. Oh, it is what it is. No, it isn't.
your shit fucking vacuuming.
Yeah.
What's your favorite love handle exercise to hit those handles?
Oh, this is a good one. I think the best thing is when you're on that like last 4 weeks of the diet and you really start manipulating the carbohydrates. Maybe you pull in the sauna, but you just feel those like 3 low, 1 high days on that diet. And you just feel everything just disappearing. So yeah, that's that last 3-4 weeks before stepping on stage, or the nutrition, or when you're cutting up. So if you're not getting in shape or anything, it's just the fact of, oh, nice. Yeah. So that's it. I know Robbie and Frank Zane and all those guys loved the stick twist. Yeah. And so, yeah.
That guy was talking shit about the twists. They do nothing.
Okay. All right. Everything does nothing.
Everything does.
Yeah. These guys, I love them.
If you're a science-based expert.
Yeah. Love those guys. But yeah, and man, talk about tapers. Beautiful waistlines. Frank and Robbie.
Okay, what about the love handle one that we see everybody do at the gym? With the guy,
twist.
The dip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold a heavy weight. Let me get rid of my love handles and do the love handle exercise.
Well, you're trying to get rid of it, and by using mostly those, it seems like that's a heavy. I don't know why they use really heavy weights on those. You guys seen that where they use the dumbbells and they go side to side, and just yeah, I would stay away from all that kind of stuff. Hanging leg raises. And I love that Robbie talked about this when we were training. He was talking about the fascia and getting that fascia and pulling it in and sucking it in. And so I love, and my favorite ab exercise would be hanging leg raises, which again, I know that the experts all say that are terrible. Yeah. It's my favorite exercise, not just for abs, but for the design, the healthiness of the body, holding yourself there. But the fascia, that nice long pull and stretch and that contraction, I love those, and feel that it just sucks up that waistline.
Mike, you said that you don't think you should train abs because the muscles will grow. What do you think about training them during a caloric deficit?
So the first sentence is incorrect. So there is no video anywhere in history of me saying I don't believe you should train your abs. So let me clarify just to help you guys out. You only train the abs as you are in a deficit, and then you overtrain them to cause atrophy to it and trim them down, but you don't train them all year long. That's what the statement was. Don't need to build them in the off season. Your abs are there. You just got to fine tune them. So yeah, you hit it on the bucket on the second part. And that was in the same video where you assumed that I said, you don't ever train abs. You train abs as you're getting close to the show when you're in a deficit. And then not only do you train them, but you overtrain them to cause that atrophy effect. Sleek, small, toned. It's great.
Thoughts on the decline bench?
I love it. They're fun. They're fun to do. Also, you could load up another, whatever your bench is, you could probably put another 100 pounds onto that. And that's why in my day of powerlifting, there was a, well, they never pushed it that far with the arch, but the flat bench in today's society seems like it's turned into the decline. So yeah, fun exercise. Feel free to do it. We hit it every once in a while. There's a little thing that we do. Again, it's the range of motion. So instead of bringing the bar to that same location, what we do is we bring it up higher. And you could do this on a Smith machine too. You pull that thing. And so instead of hitting here and up, you're letting that bar come right up in here. And so it's a nice feel because now you're just getting this incredible stretch, almost like dips. You know how you get that incredible stretch on dips on that low and you're getting that fascia stretched out? Same thing for decline when you do it. So so you're trying basically a high neck on a decline. The range of motion is great and it's fun. And we're going to do it this week.
Ooh.
That turned me on just talking about it. So we'll do it this week and show you guys.
Mike, should I count the calories and protein from collagen supplements?
For me, if you're taking in calories, you're counting those calories. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Whatever's easiest for you. You know what? Because if you're going to do the collagen every day, all year long, even when you're dieting down for that peak shape, then, do whatever you do. I count everything. I count the dextrose that I put in my water. I count all of it. It's just easier for me to go, that wasn't the problem. I didn't get in shape because of that. And I can understand what I did wrong as I diet down. If I don't know the calories and there's slips here, well, Mike, you didn't add this in, you didn't add your fiber in, and I know that's a huge one. Nobody adds their fiber in, from what I understand now. Yeah, it's because it doesn't count. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
So I count it all so I can understand what's going on. Calories for me. My body's got to burn them off. Great question, though. I know a lot of people probably, if they're putting dextrose in the water and the sodium, they don't count that. They don't count the secondary stuff like the collagen and stuff.
A lot of soreness after getting back into the gym. Knee sweeps have helped. Do you recommend them?
Yeah, if you feel a tweak or anything, it's fine to use support. And then the goal would be use the support and then start slipping away from it and then try to get all the way away from it for a period of time. That would be the goal, right? And the reason for that is you don't walk, you're not going to use the cane that you don't need all the time. But if you're going to walk with a cane, regardless of having a limp or not, you're going to develop that limp. And there's going to be both an emotional attachment to it and think that you can't do it with those things. I remember the first year I went without equipment. So my powerlifting career started at 14. And by the time 18 and 19, I was at the national level and full equipment, knees, suit, belt, bench shirt, all this. And it didn't parlay from the powerlifting nationals into the ring at the Gladiators. And so I'm doing these gladiator games and I'm like, man, I'm 10 times stronger than these guys. Why isn't it translating? And it was that support. And so I had to get away from that support and just lift raw. And it translated more. And then I didn't realize how much more it helped my connective tissue, not just the muscle, the connective tissue, which is, again, should be the most important thing for you guys. Great question, though.
Front squat or back squat?
I got great news on this, guys. Both. Yeah, you can do both. Have fun with that, man. You guys, there's not one or the other. Have them both. And this is an interesting statement. And again, only the dumb know everything. The elites, the ones that are leading this thing, are continuing to try to learn. And I put up a hack squat, but we reversed it so we couldn't get any kind of movement from the knees. And the complaints was just use it the regular way. Guys, you can move this stuff around. You can get in and do a front squat 3 different ways. So just think what you can do with a machine that has so many different options. So try them all. Do them both. They work different things. And especially for the individual that's doing that. I've seen very few people front squat like they back squat. There's a difference on where their position of their chest is and so on.
I don't know how you can hand the artist a pencil and tell him, hey, you shouldn't, you can only use
Color in the lines.
in one way. You cannot do anything else with it. You have to hold it like this. You have to do this. Come on.
It's a great statement because that's what bodybuilders are. They're artists. They're engineers. They're engineer artists. So they get to use angles and ranges and numbers. It's a fun thing, guys. But don't shorten yourself. Don't get into the religious part of going front squats are the greatest, back squats are the greatest. Don't be those people. Don't fall into the keto is the greatest way to diet. Vegetarian is the greatest way. Don't get into that. Try it all.
What made you want to start working out?
I was bred for this. If you know any of my backstory, my family, me, athletes, and also in that time when I started, that's what most boys would do because we were athletics. And so you always start training and you start working out. It was just where I was raised, and it seemed like the nation. It was what we did. But remember, we didn't have much back in those days. We had 4 channels back in my day, So it's like, yeah, you'd work out, ride your BMX bike, and jump off the roof.
Mike, if you work a full-time job and don't have time to go to the gym but can only do push-ups, how many push-ups would you do? I want to get in shape.
Well, if you work a full-time job, you have time to go to the gym. I worry about the entrepreneurs because the job, you got your 40 or 50 hours a week. The entrepreneur is more like 80 to 100. So it's like, yeah, you'll find it. You'll find the time. And I know if you want to get in shape, you'll find that time to do it. You'll get up earlier, go to bed later, but you'll get there. And again, doing something like push-ups, it's a great start. But you're just trying to become visually better by saying, I'm going to do push-ups. I want your body to become stronger in a whole, so you're more active through your lifetime and more healthy through your lifetime. So there's 2 different things there. You want to get in shape, great. I recommend that you take care of your health, and make sure the whole body is strong, not just your shoulders and triceps and chest.
Mike, I feel like I peaked with muscle development in my early 20s, and now I just turned 30. What's the key to making the gains come back?
Staying ahead of the plateau. Your memory muscle will come back quickly, so don't worry about that. That muscle that you had on in your 20s, you'll get it right back. But yeah, it's just staying ahead of the plateaus. Get back on your proper program. Make sure the calorie intake is correct. You'll get, and then you're so young. 30, you're going to look, man, you got another 12 years until you hit that man strength. So really jump into it now. I can't fathom what you're going to look like if you start now what you're going to look like in 10 years. You'll probably look back and go, I'm 40 and look 10 times better than when I was 20. That should be the goal. And that's what you can do, which is great about life.
Do you ever do heavy sets? Do you ever do sets of heavy singles like at the end of a power building block?
Of course you do. Yeah, that's the game plan. At the end of the program, you set those new PRs. You know, you set those nice PRs at the end. And so you hit maybe 4 or 5 in a year, right? But if you got 5, 10 pounds, so, you know, you hit 4 or 5, that's another 50 pounds on my best PR on squat, you say is 100. Well, at the end of that year, you're at 150 now. Then you add on 5 more years to that. Now that 100 went up to, I don't know, 300, 400. So that's how you'd want to do it to gauge it. And this also confirms you are improving. Make notes of that, write that down and go, okay, I'm continually get better. I'm no plateauing. Everything's working. The nutrition's on point. I'm getting stronger, more muscle. Yeah, definitely do that.
What about just heavy singles in general? Not your max, but do you recommend people doing just heavy singles?
I like them. I like heavy singles, but we use them as a warm-up. So what we do is we try to trick the body, and we'll go up to a certain weight that's heavier than our working weight and get the body to feel it. And maybe if we do it once, it feels like, ooh, that was heavy. Then you come back and you hit it again. The nervous system's already picking up on this. You rest it a little bit, and now you move it even easier. And you're like, great. Again, let's say that was today for shoulder press. We went up 300 shoulder press. And then we came back to 2.5, and we did our sets there. And that 2.5, after doing the single for the warm-up, feels so light. Now you're doing something that on the build-up to your working weight, it felt so heavy. But now that you went above and come back to it, now it feels so light. So it's really fun to do. And you guys can see any of that on my YouTube shorts, talking about how to warm up in a way to really maximize your strength, muscle growth, and stimulate your body in a healthy way without mileage.
Is it better to have good form than lift a lot of heavy weight?
Is it better to have good form?
So he's making the assumption that lifting heavy weight means you don't have good form.
Yeah, I saw somebody say that the other day too. Is it lightweight or heavyweight? And the person came back, the trainer came back and says, well, you don't want to do heavyweight because you have bad form with heavyweight. And it's like, why'd you go bad form?
Why do you have bad form with heavyweight?
So just so you know, your form is always good. Just because you go heavy, and this is the one that blew me away when I was asked over in Dubai doing a workout with a couple of guys. They go, well, how do you do the heavy form? How do you do the heavy weights and isolate it? It's always good form. Always good form. Go watch how I lift and move through these exercises. So it's how you move it. It's not that you do it. It's how you do it. So your form is always good. So everybody drop that from this dialogue that you guys talk about it. That's out. Form is form. That's always plus. And then you just do heavy weight.
Wow, it's that simple, Mike?
It is that simple.
Holy shit.
Don't make it harder than it is, guys.
Man, I was trying to complicate this.
Don't complicate this bad boy. We got to put up the ball hit. Mo has it. Mo, the when he hit me in the balls with the ball, the nut check. Go for it.
Let's see. Don't warm up the muscles. Warm up the brain, the nerves.
He's exactly right. It's great job, kid. There. You warm up those two things, you're golden. You're ahead of so many people.
Hey, Mike, I've been applying your warm up to my routine and I love it. Is it okay to not warm up like that for the rest of the workouts following the primary one?
Whatever you like to do, whatever you like to do. You know, it's again, as long as you feel like you're doing the very best, we mix match. Matters on the exercise. You know, if it's we usually go pretty nasty and then come back. The reason why I like to go a little nasty, a little heavier, and then come back is it shows the body what it's capable of. And it also then triggers something in your body, your nervous system. And so if the nervous system, I'll give you an example for everybody here. You go into the gym, just clear your minds, think of this for a moment. You go into the gym, it's 4 a.m. You're achy, it's cold out, you just get to the gym and you're squatting. You throw 135 on there to squat. Now it's cold. You haven't done anything. You haven't really moved around except drive over to the gym. How do you think that 135 is going to feel on you? It's going to be a little awkward. You know, you get your shoulders under there, get the hips open, get your knees and bend down. A lot of people that early in the morning, as soon as they sit down, you hear their backs or their knees, you know, the air bubbles crack and all that stuff. So you're like, okay, oof, here we go. Another workout. Now keep that mindset for a moment. So that's 135. Now you go through the process of warming up 200, 300, 400, 500 pounds. Now you get a beastie set of 3 reps at 500 pounds. Now you're warmed, your body's good, your nervous system good. That was a hard set, right? But then you drop back down to 400 or 300 after you did the 500. Fathom how light when you put that 300 or 400 on your back feels. The cool thing about the nervous system is it tricks, I don't know if it tricks it, but it sends the signals that this is much lighter weight, much easier, feels better on the body than that 500. And you just start moving through it with perfect form, slow, isolated, flexing through the whole thing. And you're still moving now more weight than you started. But the start of it was so awkward and heavy where you got to. So that's why I always like to jump up and then come back. And we do it for a lot of the workout, even though I know it seems like a lot. Our warm-ups take longer than the sets. But at the same time, the compounded amount that we're moving on those sets, and we're doing less reps to get there. So we saved so much energy to get where you can't get to, and then healthier because you're not doing so much mileage on the body. And I love this fact that everybody here, when these people talk about the rep range, understand they're talking about a moment in life where that's the pinnacle where you can gain this muscle in your teens and 20s. And then they'll keep saying, well, you got to do the high reps in your 30s and 40s and 50s. Not the reason I'm still here. There's a lot of guys that still visually look good in their 40s and 50s. But the facets of 2 things that you don't see them have is what? They're not athletic, and the range of motion is now decreased so much. And then the second thing is they are lightweight. So they visually look good, except they're stiff. And then also they were lifting really lightweight. Well, why is that? Mileage. And the point of lifting shouldn't be mileage. It should be healthiness. It should be making sure that at this stage of the game, you can still lift the heavy weights and your joints and ligaments are not torn up so bad because you listen to these guys that just said, that's how you got to train. It's all high reps, all this kind of stuff. It's like, nope.
Calves won't grow.
Ooh.
Volume? Is that the solution?
I love this. And I'll go back to what Arnold said. Arnold gave me the best tip in the world. He says, if you got a problem with your calves, train them 6 days a week, one exercise, 5 sets of 20, as heavy as you can go. Blast them. They're so dense. They're so strong. So shock them. Different body parts, different muscles, different ways to train them. Have fun with that. Try that. Do me a favor. I can't read his name. Do that for the next month, 6 days a week. Pick an exercise, and you can change it. Seated calves on Monday, standing calves on Tuesday, donkey calves on Wednesday when your boyfriend's over, whatever it is. But yeah, 5 sets of 20 and blast it.
Well, I always blast.
Always blast it.
Is deadlifting on a Smith machine acceptable?
If that's all you got for a bar and stuff, do your thing, kid. Whatever you can do, whatever's best for you at this time and stage. I mean, obviously, you're doing something, so I'm proud of you. Kick ass.
Very polite way to say absolutely not.
Deadlift.
Absolutely fucking not.
I'm trying to be nice. Come on now. He's out there. He's working.
Aw. So
Reverse bench. Reverse bench. It's going to give you a tenfold. It's going to give you thick, meaty triceps. It's going to give you healthier shoulders and elbows. It's going to get you longevity in this crazy world of everybody blowing out their elbows. That's what that's going to do. So it's a tenfold. It's more muscle, better shape, fullness, top to bottom too. It's that full tricep, lower head to upper head, everything. And you got to do it for years and years and years instead of 5 years and you're done.
Are your adductors and abductors important to train?
Well, yeah, when you're squatting, man, you're feeling everything, right? And just athletically, something we'll incorporate into it as we start to slice and dice is doing some, and we have done this, where I laid down, I opened up my knees, and you stood on my knees, and I pulled it in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The butterfly.
Yeah. Craziness.
Oh,
Yeah. Get it strong. Get it strong. Also, great question. I appreciate you doing that, but all muscles are important. They talk about now calves are so important as you age because of the pumping of the blood. And so it's a wild thing how the body is made up and the different aspects of how important things are. Lower back, important. Go for it.
How long does it take to compete in bodybuilding? Very late to the game. I started lifting last year, lost 60 pounds, got to 11% body fat, and now I'm bulking up. Want to see how far I can go.
That's great, man. I don't understand the first part of the question, if that's correct, on how long does it take to compete in bodybuilding? Oh, how long till you can get on stage?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Yeah. Slice. You can be on stage in 12 weeks instead of going off season right now. Let's cut on. Let's start cutting. Let's get down from 11. Let's go lower than that, obviously. And then it depends also on how you look. I know guys walk on stage at 7-8%, look great. And I know guys that walk on 2% and are holding water. So yeah, let's do it, man. Let's get rocking and rolling. There's so many categories too.
Thoughts on improvising your workouts versus sticking to a list? No. There's no improvising. It takes, again, a great amount of muscle a year is 5 pounds is great. And that's, again, in a young age group, that 5 pounds a year. So as it gets older, it gets even harder. So think about this. There's ways you have to gauge if it's working. Because if you're just going in and spitballing and you're spitballing on your nutrition, good luck. I've never met in my entire life or ever heard of somebody that spitballed and made gains. Most of the people I know that actually make good gains keep track and understand the basics of their program, how they're trying to get stronger and bigger, and so on. For a long period of time. I'm always going to talk long period of time. I don't care about the guy that comes in and goes, hey, he dropped 100 pounds, got on stage. Good. Jump in a deficit, go burn it off by 2-hour workouts and 2 hours of cardio. But then where do you maintain that? And how do you come back from that? So again, I say keep track and start a program so you know what you're doing instead of going off of how you feel. In my take. And again, I've never seen the other.
What percent of proteins, fats, and carbs make up a solid diet, or is it different for different people?
I should look at this differently.
Look at it
He's doing it to help other people. So thank you for the question. Look at me. Thank you for the question. Yeah, it's different for everybody, and it depends on where you're at with the nutrition and what you're doing. Off season, on season, maintaining, which again can't really maintain, pushing yourself to get better. It's all different for everybody, and it's different for the individual as well when his body plateaus. So even for you, if I gave you the most perfect diet, may not work in another 4 weeks, and you got to change it again because the body plateaus. I hope you all knew that. And that's why a program helps. If you know what your workout plan is and you know what your rep range is at the beginning and you have it scheduled out all the way through, then you'll know, hey, I'm going to be starting with 12s to 15s and I'm going to work down to my 6 to 8s and then I'm going to work down to my 3s to 5s. And so you keep going in that range. And so you keep going, okay, I know I have more range of more options to continue to burn and get better. Last one.
Ooh. All right. Shoulders.
Unless you got a banger.
Well, let's get this and I just pick one.
I got you.
Shoulders are lacking. Thoughts on training shoulders after chest on chest day? I already trained shoulders on their own day. She's asking, what do you think about adding some additional shoulder work in the week?
I like the idea. I like the idea that you're attacking the shoulders because training them once on whatever you're doing isn't triggering them. So that'd be great. Now, if they are your slacking, I wouldn't do them after your chest. I would do them before your chest. So that way you focus more on the weak body part than your strong body part. Then the aspect of this is the once a week, was it good enough for you to make gains? Was there any time that you were making gains? Or are you assuming more work is going to get me more muscle? At times it does. And I know that everybody goes, no, you can't, you won't recover. I think you should shock the body. We have no problem doing 2 body parts a week. So legs on Sunday, again on Thursday, and so on. So we're hitting it twice a week. There's periods of times that works great for us, and then the body gets adapted to it, and you have to change it. So just make sure your program's set up in a way that you can kind of gauge if you're improving. And for everybody here, the point of the gym, besides doing the best you can, is change. You have to be changing. If you are going to the gym and you go home and go, I look the same, at least I'm maintaining. You're not. You're putting mileage on without getting better. Mileage is not good. Not getting better is not good because then you're deteriorating the body away. You're not getting it better. That smells good.
You smelling something?
Wow.
Even better.
Hey, you got to tell them that we got this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, could you please share how you're getting your son into athletics? I don't want to be overbearing with my kids to the point that they hate it. How do you find that balance with your son?
So for me, first of all, I hope you're not a single parent. What I did is I removed myself from getting him into athletics, and we put that on baby mama.
I'm a single parent.
She's basically a single. She's definitely. If you guys, I know you guys say things that are to me about my great dad. She's a single mother. She takes care of this kid. That being said, I remove myself that way. There's no daddy pressure on my son. And what we did is we had her take him. And there's a bond that they have. And so for you and any parent out there, my suggestion is whoever they bond with better, and there will be one, that's the person that takes them there, and they don't want to disappoint. Where if I know for a fact, if I took my, trust me, everything, if any mom can do whatever to him, and I'm the bad guy. So it's a cool thing that we have this option to where she takes him to the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, and the karate, football, all that stuff. And he really wants and likes that time with her. And so he does the sports. And I found that this is probably the smartest psychology. And I'm glad I studied the smartest way that I'm removed from that aspect. And so if he comes home and goes, Daddy, I want to show you a move. I want to take you down. Daddy, let's wrestle. Then that's when I get attached to it. I hope this answers the question. Does this answer the question? Yeah. So if there's a way that you can let whichever of the two take the little one, because I do notice that with my brothers, you can imagine all my brothers are like me, if not even worse, in the sense of sports and athletics and domination is a priority. Their kids were great, but they do get burned down on it, and they get burned down on it because it was daddy taking them. So we tried to do the reverse psychology on it. They don't want to disappoint mommy.
There it is.
That was a great one. Is there another one? You got me excited. That was a great question.
That was the top question.
That was by far. You just knocked it out.
There's
Knocked it
no-
out. Dustin, is that who it is?
Yeah, I mean, there's
Thank you.
more.
Give me a couple more. I got Bobo over here making eyes, so I'm turned on.
Yeah, I'm overweight and never exercise properly. Your work is inspiring.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Um,
Thanks for finding me. Mostly because if you don't work out, maybe it was the memes or something like that. But I'm glad that I'm hoping that you get in there, my friend. I hope you do get in there.
How do you learn depression for chest press and incline? It means how do you learn to not shrug your shoulders up? You know, a lot of people do this.
They lock in.
How do you keep them to a rest?
Yeah, opening is opening's a hard thing. I can't say it's easy because I look back at these videos that these guys pull up of me, and I look at my early stuff, and I see that closing in. I see the benches here, you know, the squats. My knees would slightly come in because I want that explosion off the bottom, and I'm like, you little punk. To stay open is a very hard thing, and it's time. It's just you moving through that exercise and really getting into that range of motion. So yeah, best way, stay open the best you possibly can. Mostly if you're not going to compete in the powerlifting, you don't have to go to extreme weight to where it does lock your body into that position. Fully understand.
I want to see what smells.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I want to see the beef. That's the big ass.
It's just ground beef from Piemontese. Ground beef.
so she's going to put the Piemontese hot dogs in here with some bacon in here, some
Potatoes.
rice and some potatoes. And we're gonna just, that's me.
It's hungry. You're hungry.
I am starving.
Tips for a skinny fat build. Is it better to cut first or add muscle?
Whatever you want. But I think if you're skinny fat, you're under the impression that you eat a lot, and it's just kind of like you're burning it off. But there's a slip there. So my recommendation to you is, if you want to cut up, dude, let's do it. Let's rock and roll. Let's get you on the Titan meal plan right now. Let's get you on. And because you're thin, fat, power bodybuilding. That way we can retain as much possible muscle as we diet to get you down to a percentage that you like. And again, you're not getting on stage right now. We're just going to get the fat off. So you want to cut down, we do it. You want to start bulking up, fine with that too. Because the calories, again, there's a great chance, because you haven't dieted correctly. There's a great chance, because you're skinny fat, that when you start eating more calories, your body's going to go, oh, you're not starving me. So I don't have to keep eating the muscle, which is making you skinny. and storing that fat because you're not taking enough calories. You're back and forth. You're jumping up and down. So there might be a chance that you actually lean up as you just start eating more calories because your body's trusting you and you're feeding it correctly. So either way you want to go, my man, get in the Titan crew. Let's rock and roll. No stopping. Let's pump it up. Give me another.
For fat loss, is 1 gram of protein, is it 1 gram of protein per actual body weight or 1 gram of protein per desired body weight?
You have to kind of go off of where you're at right now. But my recommendation is that you go off of where you are right now. And that way you have room to change, right? Because somebody's going to say, well, if you want to be 150, just go to 150. But if you're 220, my recommendation is you start with 220 and actual body weight, not body lean mass. I'd say body weight. Calories are your friend. If you can start now with more, as you do the diet, you're going to have to get rid of some as you do this. So that's the goal, because you wouldn't want to do this, because what you're saying is, let's say, this is not how much this guy weighs or anything, but let's say you're 200, you want to be 150. So you go right to 150 on the protein, but you're not taking in much carbs. You're 100 grams of carbs. And because you want to lose this body fat and your body's already adapted to this, you got to go down to 50. So I don't know where we're going with calories after that, because you're already in a starvation and your body will, here's the unfortunate fact of this, your body will adapt to that lower calories. And it's just going to go back to eating your muscle and storing your fat. Single mother. Single mother.
Single mom dance.
On that note, we're going to jiu-jitsu, just so you know.
I have a question about BCAAs and combining it with EAAs.
Mo, let me see that.
Why do they help out in recovery, and why do we take them? I already have the diet dialed in, train hard, and sleep.
Great. Yeah, just go online. Just read up on that on BCAAs and EAAs.
Science.
Yeah.
It tastes good. That's why
Yeah, I got them in my water. I mix them. Should have started that. We started that because of Daniel, which we missed Daniel.
Shout out, Daniel. If you're
Shout out to
watching
Daniel and his
Shout
wife,
out.
new wife.
Shout out to Big D, Heavy D.
Big D and that tattoo, the snake tattoo,
Snake.
and the Kelly toys that he wanted to borrow.
Question for Mo. What's the best recipe you can give us that's tasty and also the easiest to make for bulking?
That ground beef I just made.
Yeah, pasta.
Come here, tell him.
Tell the people.
Tell the
Mo.
people, Mo.
Get some airtime.
Come on now.
With them beans and ham hock.
Oh, the pork. Remember the
So
pork and
good.
beans and the
I'm
oh,
gonna make it Sunday. Pork and beef.
oof, good.
The ground beef that I just made. So I get our meat from
Piedmontese.
Piedmontese. So ground beef, cook it. When it's 90% done, put a little bit of mozzarella, a little bit of Mexican cheeses in there, the 3 cheeses that are mixed, and salsa. And then mix it and let it cook for another 5 minutes.
And then add rice because you're bulking. That's a great meal.
It's such an easy meal. It takes literally 10 minutes to cook because the beef cooks so fast. So you can't go wrong. And it tastes good. Amazing.
Thank you, single mother, Mona.
I made my meal just now, 10 minutes. By the way,
You throw that steak in there?
It's still there.
you want
I'm ready.
Okay. The beef is done and the rice is almost done.
Okay.
Last one.
Rice is 30 minutes.
Are bodyweight calisthenic exercises done for high reps to failure? Do they count the same as heavy lifting to failure?
No, not even the same world. Not. Thank you for the question. Yeah, not even closely in the same universe.
0.
One is cardiovascular. The other is stimulation to the stress of the body.
YouTube.
One is just it's just cardiovascular, and the other one's gonna actually help you for longevity.
Talk about politics.
You got one more? Are we done?
Mike, do you build personal programs? If yes, where can I reach you?
MikeO'Hearn.com.
There it
Yes,
is,
I
baby.
do. That's what I talk about a lot. The Titan Crew. The Titan Crew.
That's the one I thought you were talking about. Let me see which one you're originally
Yeah,
talking
jump in there, get in the Titan Crew. So what I do is also just an additional thing to it. Not only do I make the programs, nutrition, and your training, but we have a private group where only the people I work with around the world are part of. So we can chat and do checkups in there, and I do that for free. So, and the Titan Crew is free for everybody that subscribes to the program.
It's just Mike, what's your opinion on creatine year round?
Love it.
Damn.
Absolutely. I'm pretty close on giving Titan creatine.
Oh my God.
Got to talk to his mom.
Any books about form for working out?
Oh, I imagine so.
I don't know if he means in general or that you have.
Ah, yeah. I don't. I have my videos that shows form.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't think I would. I wouldn't use a lot of.
Water?
No, I got mine. I'll do it there. I'll do it there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I would watch my form over the last
You said you
2
wouldn't do
decades.
what? You wouldn't
I wouldn't go back to watch. No, I would. Here's something for you guys.
Ooh.
Go do some research. Go watch how people lifted in the 80s and 90s because we've been around long enough to do this, right? I'm sorry. You don't even know. You don't have to go that far back. You can just go back to 2000 and watch how they lift and then jump forward to how they are today. So this is for all of you to go do. You get these people talking about how their form was so good, and then you see 20 years of that form. Is it good? Are you healthy? Are you still doing stuff? Are you still active? That's the stuff you should probably look for. So it's a combination of both. Last one. What do you got?
Last one. Oh man.
What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Arnold's book. Go look at Arnold's book for form.
Bible.
That'll be great. That will help you. And I love Arnold's range of motion on things. So that'd be one I reckon. Frank Zane. Go watch Frank Zane. Any books that he has.
Question. When I diet, I get super hungry after dinner when I should be full. I also have problems sleeping. Any tips?
I don't understand what you're saying. You're dieting. So I'm guessing you're using the term diet as you're in a deficit.
Yeah, it sounds good.
So hopefully I'm right that you're using it in that term, which you shouldn't. You just say you should be you're dieting down or stuff, because a diet can be off season too. So that being said, I'm assuming that you're in a deficit. So for you saying that you should be full, that doesn't make sense. You're taking in less calories than your body wants. That's dieting. So you're going to be hungry. So unfortunately, that's not true. And this is why, this is the reality of it, everybody here. This is the reality of it. It is the people that can stay on the diet and then go through that hunger that get better and better and better. And that's why you only diet for 12 weeks, knowing that, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to push it. This is not all year. I'm not going to live like this, that misery of every night going to bed hungry. And then also there's nothing keeping you asleep because you've already burned through those calories. And that's why you'll hear people talk about when they fast, it's hard to sleep. You don't get the best sleep in those stages. I know there is a whole nother world to the people that are saying fasting is great. It's hard to sleep. It's not the best sleep. And they're moody as anything. So, yeah.
final one. Do you really need cardio to burn fat?
No, you don't.
There it is.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk soon.